After 60, has the bedroom become the quietest room in the house? Do you ever lie awake next to the man you've shared your life with and feel a profound sense of loneliness, as if you've become more like loving roommates than romantic partners? This quiet drift is a pain so many women feel but rarely speak about, a silent grief for a connection that once felt so effortless and alive. You may think that chapter of your life is simply over, a casualty of age. But what if I told you that the spark you miss hasn't been extinguished, but is merely waiting for the right kind of invitation to glow again? Stay with me, because I'm going to share 3 simple sparks that have nothing to do with a pill, and everything to do with rediscovering the deep, intimate connection that has been there all along. I'm Dr. Megan Fischer, and I specialize in healthy aging and vitality. In my practice, I have the privilege of speaking with so many wonderful women who carry this secret sadness, this feeling that a vital part of their partnership has faded away. They worry that bringing it up will hurt their husband's pride, or they've resigned themselves to the idea that this is just what happens. They believe the passion is gone for good. But I am here to tell you, with both clinical and personal conviction, that what feels like an ending is very often just a long pause. Your intimacy isn't dead. It's dormant. Think of it like a deeply rooted plant in winter. It may look lifeless on the surface, but underneath, the potential for life, warmth, and blossoming is still there, waiting for a gentle hand and the right season to return. This slow fade, this silent drift, is rarely caused by one big event. Instead, it's the result of small, unspoken moments that build up over time. It might start with one awkward attempt, one moment of hesitation that hangs in the air, unaddressed. That silence breeds avoidance, and avoidance creates distance. Soon, the bedroom becomes a place of anxiety instead of comfort, and the elephant in the room is so large that you both tiptoe around it. Your shared intimacy is like a pilot light. It's a small, steady flame that keeps the entire home warm and full of life. It doesn't need a huge explosion to be relit, just a consistent, gentle spark. But when we stop tending to it out of fear or resignation, that pilot light can go out, leaving the house feeling cold and you feeling disconnected, even with your partner right beside you. That chill goes far beyond physical intimacy. It can make you feel like you've transitioned from a partner into a caregiver, eroding your own sense of femininity and desirability. You begin to mourn the loss of a beautiful, vibrant part of your shared history, and this can lead to a profound loss of shared dignity as a couple. But I want to offer you a new perspective today. This is not a final verdict on your relationship, nor is it his problem to solve alone. It is often a symptom of a couple's systems, their circulatory, hormonal, and emotional rhythms falling out of sync over time. And the most beautiful part is that the solution lies not in a clinical fix, but in a shared opportunity to reconnect, to become a team again, and to gently, lovingly reignite that flame together. Let me share a story with you, one that I hear in different forms nearly every day in my practice. It's the story of Susan, a vibrant, 72-year-old woman who had been married to her husband, Tom, for 50 wonderful years. She came to me not with a physical ailment, but with a heartache that felt just as real. "Dr. Megan," she said, her voice quiet, "we don't even cuddle anymore. We sleep in the same bed, but there's an invisible wall between us." She felt that Tom was avoiding even the simplest forms of touch, like holding her hand while watching television or a simple hug in the kitchen, because he was afraid of where it might lead. The pressure of expectation had become so immense that it had extinguished the simple, comforting gestures that had been the bedrock of their long marriage. Susan confessed that the loss of that casual, non-demanding touch was breaking her heart more than the absence of sex itself. It made her feel like she was no longer his partner, but simply his roommate, or, even worse, his caregiver. She was mourning the loss of a language they had spoken fluently for 5 decades, the language of touch, of effortless affection, of simply being close. The silence in the bedroom had seeped out, and was now chilling the entire home, making her feel profoundly lonely. Then there's Carol, who, at 69, found a second chance at love after being widowed. Her situation was different, yet the underlying fear was the same. She was navigating the beautiful, tentative stages of a new relationship, filled with excitement and discovery. But this shadow loomed over them. "How do I even start this conversation?" she asked me, her anxiety palpable. "We're just getting to know each other, and I don't want this physical challenge to define us." I don't want him to feel pressured or judged, and I don't want to feel like this is an obstacle we have to fix before we can truly connect. Carol's fear was about setting a precedent. She worried that if their early intimacy was marked by anxiety and disappointment, it would poison the well for the future. She wanted to build a foundation of joy, playfulness, and acceptance, but this unspoken issue felt like a crack in that foundation before it was even fully set. For both Susan and Carol, and for so many women I speak with, the problem wasn't a lack of love. The love was deep and abiding. The problem was a loss of the physical vocabulary to express that love, a vocabulary that had been silenced by fear, by age, and by a profound, awkward silence. These stories are not about failure. They are about a very natural, very human experience where a couple's systems, their intricate networks of circulation, hormones, and emotions, have simply fallen out of sync. Think of your relationship like a beautifully complex orchestra. For years, every instrument played in perfect harmony. But over time, perhaps one instrument went slightly out of tune, then another. It's not that the musicians have forgotten how to play. It's that they need a moment to pause, listen to each other, and gently retune their instruments so they can create beautiful music together once more. This is where we can shift our perspective from fear to fascination. Intimacy is not a singular event that happens in the bedroom. It is a full-body experience. It requires good blood flow, a healthy balance of hormones, and most importantly, a brain that feels safe, connected, and relaxed. When one of those elements is weak, the whole system can feel sluggish. The good news is that we don't have to fix everything at once. We just need to find the right places to provide a gentle spark, and the entire system can begin to warm up and hum with life again. Let's start with the science, but in a simple way. You've likely heard of the little blue pill, which works by increasing something called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the body's master traffic controller for blood flow. It sends a signal to the blood vessels, telling them to relax and open up, allowing blood to flow freely to where it's needed most. This is crucial for his ability to achieve an erection, but good circulation is the foundation of vitality for both of you. It brings oxygen and nutrients to every cell, making you feel more energetic and alive. But here's the secret that the pharmaceutical ads don't tell you. You can encourage your body's own production of this incredible molecule. It's not just about a pill. It's about creating the right conditions in the body. Gentle, consistent movement, especially in the body's core and lower half, acts like a signal to your systems, reminding them to produce this vital compound. It's like turning on the irrigation system in a garden. You're not forcing anything to grow, you're simply creating the nourishing environment where life can flourish naturally and effortlessly. Now let's talk about a different kind of molecule, one that is perhaps even more powerful when it comes to intimacy. It's called oxytocin. Many call it the cuddle hormone or the bonding hormone, and for good reason. It's released through warm, consensual touch, through shared laughter, and through working together towards a common goal. Oxytocin doesn't create arousal directly. It does something far more important. It creates the feeling of safety, trust, and deep connection that is the absolute bedrock of fulfilling intimacy. It's the emotional glue that holds you together. When oxytocin levels are high, the brain's fear and anxiety centers quiet down. The pressure dissipates. This creates a state of relaxed connection, where intimacy can unfold without the stress of performance. This is why Susan's heartbreak over the loss of simple cuddling was so profound. Her body and soul were missing that steady supply of oxytocin that had nourished their bond for decades. By reintroducing simple, shared activities, you are not just moving your bodies, you are actively generating this powerful hormone for both of you, rebuilding that bridge of trust and affection. Let's ground this in a physical metaphor. Think of the pelvic floor as the foundation of your intimate health, for both you and him. This group of muscles at the base of your core is essential for so many functions. For him, a strong pelvic floor is critical for erectile function and control. For you, it's key to sensation and support. Just like the foundation of a house, if it becomes weak or neglected, the entire structure above it can feel unstable and less secure. Everything just feels a little bit off. Many of us go through our lives completely unaware of this crucial part of our anatomy. We focus on our arms, our legs, our abs, But we forget the very foundation that supports our core vitality. By bringing gentle, mindful awareness and movement to this area, you are doing more than just strengthening a muscle group. You are sending a powerful signal of vitality and attention to the very center of your physical connection. You are repairing the foundation so that you can both feel more stable, more confident, and more grounded in your bodies. Finally, let's touch on hormones. We often think of testosterone as a male hormone, but it is absolutely essential for vitality, energy, and libido in both men and women. As we age, our levels naturally decline, which can lead to fatigue and a lower sex drive. Similarly, cortisol, the stress hormone, is a passion killer. When you're living in a state of chronic stress, and the anxiety around a loss of intimacy is a major stressor, your body is in fight or flight mode, not rest and connect mode. The beautiful thing is that the right kind of movement can help rebalance this entire system. It can gently encourage the body's natural production of vitality hormones like testosterone, while simultaneously lowering cortisol. You're not adding anything artificial. You are simply reminding your bodies of their innate capacity for balance and energy. You are turning down the volume on the stress signals and turning up the volume on the signals for vitality, connection, and life. This is the holistic approach that nourishes the roots of intimacy, not just the visible branches. So how do we put all of this into practice? It starts not with a difficult conversation, but with a simple, shared action. I call these the 3 sparks to rekindle the flame. These are not exercises in the gym sense. They are gentle, mindful movements you can do together, turning a moment of potential awkwardness into an opportunity for connection, and even playfulness. This is about becoming a team again, working together toward a shared feeling of well-being and aliveness. The first spark is what I call Tal-Taus, or the pelvic bridge, or the circulation igniter. This is a wonderfully simple movement that you can do lying on your backs, side by side. By gently lifting your hips off the floor, you are activating your entire core and pelvic region. This simple motion acts like a pump, encouraging fresh, oxygenated blood to flow into the pelvic basin. It is a gentle way to wake up the entire area, signaling to the nerves and blood vessels that it's time to come alive. For him, this is a direct and natural way to improve the circulatory dynamics that are essential for an erection. It's like priming the engine. But it's not just for him. For you, this movement increases blood flow and sensation in your own pelvic region, while also strengthening your core and lower back. More importantly, doing it together, breathing in unison, transforms it from a clinical exercise into a shared, synchronized ritual. It's a silent way of saying, we're in this together, your body is my body's partner. The second spark is Napti Twana Naps time, some mindful Kegels, which I call the sensation builder. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Kegels are for women after childbirth, right? This is one of the biggest myths in health. These small internal muscle contractions are a secret superpower for couples at any age. They are about building mindful control and enhancing sensation, and they are incredibly beneficial for men as well. For your partner, learning to mindfully engage and release these muscles can dramatically improve his control and stamina. It gives him a sense of mastery over his own body, which is a powerful antidote to the feeling of helplessness that often accompanies erectile challenges. This renewed confidence is, in itself, a potent aphrodisiac. It shifts the focus from an involuntary outcome to a voluntary, controllable action, which immediately lowers the stakes and reduces performance anxiety. The pressure begins to melt away. And for you, a strong and aware pelvic floor directly translates to heightened sensation. But the real magic happens when you both practice this. It becomes a shared, secret language. You can even make a playful game out of it. It's an intimate secret that only the two of you share, a subtle way of connecting and building anticipation that has nothing to do with overt pressure. It's about cultivating an inner strength and awareness that radiates outward into your physical connection, making every touch more meaningful. The third and final spark is NOMS times 20 sus-assisted squat stowed low T, the vitality booster. Please erase any image of a sweaty gym or heavy barbells from your mind. This is not about that at all. This is about using the largest muscles in your body, your glutes and thighs, to create a natural surge of energy and beneficial hormones. It is one of the most effective ways to tell your entire body, I am strong, I am capable, I am alive. Here's how you do it as a team. Stand facing each other, perhaps with a sturdy chair behind each of you for support. Hold each other's hands or forearms. Then, together, slowly lower yourselves down as if you're about to sit in the chair, and then rise back up together. You are literally supporting one another. You are using each other for balance. This simple shared movement is profoundly metaphorical. You are rebuilding your strength, together. This movement does incredible things for your physiology. It boosts circulation throughout the entire body and signals the release of hormones like testosterone, which contributes to energy and desire for both of you. But more than that, it rebuilds a sense of shared physical confidence. It reminds you both that your bodies are still strong and capable. And in that moment of holding hands, looking into each other's eyes, and moving in sync, you are doing more than an exercise. You are having a conversation without words. You are saying, I trust you to support me. You are saying, look what we can still do together. This simple act can transform your dynamic. It moves you out of the patient/caregiver trap and puts you back on equal footing as strong, capable partners. It's a powerful physical declaration that you are a team, ready to face any challenge, including the quiet challenges of the bedroom, with shared strength, a touch of grace, and a renewed sense of partnership. Let's return to Susan's story for a moment. She and Tom started with the pelvic bridge. At first, it felt a little silly, she told me. They did it for just a couple of minutes before sleep each night, but soon, something shifted. Lying there side by side, moving together, they started to laugh. The tension that had filled their bedroom for years began to dissipate, replaced by a shared moment of gentle, playful effort. The invisible wall started to crumble, brick by brick. After a week, Tom reached over and took her hand after they finished. It wasn't a prelude to anything more. It was just a simple, connecting touch, the very thing she had been missing so deeply. It was a gesture of affection, free from pressure or expectation. Susan told me she cried that night, but for the first time in a long time, they were tears of relief and hope, not of loneliness. They had found a new, quiet way to speak the language of connection. The physical benefits came later. Tom noticed he felt more vitality, and those moments of intimacy began to return, naturally, and without the agonizing pressure that had plagued them before. But, for Susan, the true miracle wasn't the return of sex. It was the return of her husband. It was the return of cuddling, of hand-holding, of the effortless warmth that had defined their 50 years together. They rediscovered their rhythm, not by focusing on the end goal, but by focusing on the simple, shared steps along the way. And what about Carol in her new relationship? She took a different approach. She framed these sparks not as a solution to a problem, but as a fun, healthy activity they could explore together. She said something like, I was reading about how important it is for us to keep our core and circulation strong as we get older. There are some simple movements we could try together. It might be a nice way to connect and take care of our bodies at the same time. By framing it as a shared wellness goal, she completely removed the pressure and the stigma. It wasn't his problem or their issue, it was our project. It became a part of their journey of getting to know one another, a way to build trust and physical rapport in a safe and healthy context. It allowed them to build a language of physical intimacy that was based on mutual care, support, and a sense of playful discovery, setting a beautiful precedent for their future together. These movements are not a magic pill, they are an invitation. They are an invitation to step out of the cycle of silence and avoidance and into a new cycle of shared, gentle action. They are a way to communicate care and desire without having to say a single word. They shift the energy from anxiety about a specific outcome to a focus on a shared, enjoyable process. The goal is not the destination. The goal is the journey of rediscovering each other's bodies and rebuilding your connection, one gentle movement at a time. Remember, the body keeps the score. Years of stress, unspoken fears, and gentle disappointments can create a pattern of tension and withdrawal. These simple, shared movements begin to rewrite that score. They replace the memory of anxiety with a new memory of connection, laughter, and mutual support. They teach your nervous systems that the bedroom can be a place of safety and pleasure again, rather than a place of pressure and potential failure. This is about reclaiming a vital part of your partnership. It's about restoring a sense of shared dignity. There is immense dignity in taking proactive, loving care of your bodies together. There is dignity in facing a challenge as a team rather than suffering in silence. And there is profound dignity in the message these actions send. You are still desired. We are still vibrant. We are still us. The ember of your connection has not gone out. I want you to truly hear that. It may be buried under a bit of ash, the ash of routine, of unspoken fears, of the quiet resignation that comes with time. But that ember is still glowing. It is still warm. All it needs is a little bit of gentle, consistent breath to help it glow brighter. These sparks are that breath. They are a way to gently blow away the ash and allow the warmth and light of your connection to shine through once more. It's not about creating a roaring fire overnight. It's about tending to that precious, enduring ember, trusting that with a little care and attention, it can and will grow into a warm, comforting flame that can light up your lives and warm your home for years to come. This process is a beautiful feedback loop. As you start these gentle movements together, the improved circulation and hormonal balance will make you both feel more energetic and alive during the day. This increased vitality makes connection feel more natural and less like a chore. The more you connect, the more oxytocin you produce, which lowers stress and deepens your bond, making you want to connect even more. It's a wonderful upward spiral of vitality. You begin to see each other in a new light, not as people who are winding down, but as partners who are actively co-creating a new chapter of vitality and intimacy. You are not just fixing a problem. You are building something new. You are creating a new language of love that is perfectly suited for the people you are today, wise, experienced, and more deeply in love than ever. This is your opportunity to take on a role of gentle, loving leadership in your relationship, not by making demands or pointing out a problem, but by extending an invitation to play, an invitation to connect, an invitation to become a team again. You have the power to change the entire dynamic, not through pressure, but through a gentle, consistent, and loving call to shared action. Think of it as planting a garden together. You can't force the flowers to bloom, but you can lovingly prepare the soil, provide the water, and ensure there is enough sunlight. You can work side by side, tending to the garden of your relationship. These sparks are the preparation of the soil. They are the water. They are the sunlight. Trust in the process. The blossoms will come in their own time, more beautiful than you can imagine. Your history together is your greatest strength. You have built a life together, navigated countless challenges, and your bond is deep. This is not a test of that bond. It is an expression of it. It's a chance to bring the same teamwork and love that you've applied to every other aspect of your lives to this very intimate, very important part of your connection. You've been a team for decades. It's time to bring that team back to the bedroom. The journey begins with a single, gentle step. It begins with the decision to replace resignation with hope and silence with shared, loving action. You are not trying to go back to being 30. You are stepping forward into a new, richer, and more deeply understood intimacy that is only possible after a lifetime of shared love. This is not about recapturing youth. It's about celebrating the wisdom and depth of your connection now. Your age does not define your intimacy. Your connection does. Susan and Tom did not magically go back to being 30. Instead, they stepped forward into something richer, an intimacy built on 50 years of shared history, trust, and a renewed sense of playful partnership. The goal is not to recapture a flame from your youth, but to tend to the beautiful, enduring ember that has been glowing quietly all along. This is your invitation to stop mourning what you think is lost, and start celebrating the profound depth of connection you have now. It's about replacing the quiet resignation with a gentle shared action. You are not at the end of a chapter. You are at the beginning of a new one where wisdom, tenderness, and mutual support create a warmth that is more comforting and more meaningful than ever before. This journey is about restoring a profound sense of shared dignity. There is no dignity in silence, in avoidance, or in feeling like a caregiver to the person you love most. The dignity is in the teamwork. It's in looking at each other and saying, without a single word, we are still a team. Your body is my partner, and my body is yours. We will face this together. These simple sparks are more than just movements. They are a physical declaration that you refuse to let this beautiful, vital part of your shared history fade away. You are actively choosing connection over distance, hope over resignation, and partnership over loneliness. You are choosing to feel strong, capable, and deeply connected, not just as individuals, but as an unbreakable unit. A team that has weathered every storm and is now learning to dance in the quiet moments. The beauty of this approach is that the warmth you create in the bedroom will not stay there. It will radiate outward into every corner of your life together. When you feel more connected physically, you will feel more connected emotionally. The laughter will come more easily. The simple, affectionate touches will return without thought or pressure. You will feel more energetic, more vibrant, and more alive, not just in those intimate moments, but every single day. You are starting an upward spiral of vitality, where one positive action feeds another, creating a relationship that is not just surviving, but thriving in this beautiful stage of life. You are not just reigniting a spark. You are reigniting the joy of partnership and reminding yourselves of the vibrant, loving couple you have always been. If this message resonated with you, you are not alone. There is a quiet army of incredible women who feel this exact same way, and it's time we started this conversation together, with hope and with practical solutions. Please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey is a source of strength for others. By liking this video and subscribing to the channel, you become part of a movement to reclaim vitality and connection after 65. Share this video with a friend who might need to hear this message. Let's replace the silence with a powerful, supportive chorus, reminding every woman that it is never, ever too late to feel desired, to feel connected, and to feel truly, wonderfully alive in her relationship.